This is Kelso Sturgeon. It's Saturday, October the 29th, and I want to welcome you to another day at my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. This is a giant weekend in both college and NFL football. We'll get to all the details in just a minute. I'll be back here Sunday morning with a complete rundown of the NFL games. A lot of important information that should give you some insight into betting on a winner or two. Now, you know, this is a big weekend for me in many respects. First of all, and most importantly, on Sunday I'm releasing my 200-unit NFL Game of the Year, looking to get the cash. And, you know, I've been on quite a run in the NFL. Over the last month I've released 8 50-unit NFL plays, with 7-1 in those games. Have been 8-2 with my last 10 200-unit games of the year. Last year in this game, I got all the cash with Seattle minus a 7 and its 22-10 win over Arizona. The year before that, it was New England minus 11 and its 31-14 win over the Jets. I win these games, and you certainly don't want to miss my NFL Game of the Year 200 units on Sunday. Now, but today is equally as important for college football bettors. Today I'm releasing my 100-unit college game of the month, looking for a blowout winner, a standout play that has 90% chance to win and cover the number, a modest favorite that should march right to the man, and along with the 100-unit college game of the month, I'm releasing in the same package a free bonus play on that nationally televised Big Ten Showdown game that finds Michigan State at Nebraska. So once again, a big weekend. Today, my 100-unit college game of the month. Sunday, my 200-unit NFL game of the year. Now, all those games, all additional games from my other football services, available on this site and toll-free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards accepted. Once again, available on this site and toll-free at 1-800-755-2255. Now let's get into a couple of things. One I mentioned before, but it gets more bizarre by the week. You know, there is a prejudice among many football bettors, especially college football bettors, who say you can't win a bet consistently with a popular public football team. That absolutely is not so, and I want to show you something. Let me run down my top 5 college football teams. They'll differ dramatically from what you see in other polls, but I've got LSU on top. I've got once beaten Oregon second, Alabama third, Stanford fourth, and Oklahoma State fifth. Now here's some remarkable figures. Now my top 5 teams are 36-1 straight up this season, and so you would assume that bookmakers would make you pay a big price for betting on these teams. Now keep that in mind, that my top 5, 36-1. Now against the number, they are 36-1. Don't get confused. Straight up 36-1 against the number 36-1. That means that these teams have covered the spread 83% of the time after winning straight up 97% of the time. So don't tell me there's not value in very popular teams. I mean, you can't find another segment of any teams in the college ranks that have a winning percentage anywhere near that number. 83% against the number. Keep in mind, that is 30 points above what it takes to break even in football betting. And I think it's just as interesting. In my first 12 teams in my top 15 have winning ATS records. Teams 6 through 10 stand 25-11. That's 69% against the number, and teams 11 and 12 are 10 and 4. That's 71% against the number. That means that the top 12 teams in my college rankings are 65, 21, and 1 against the number, covering the spread 76% of the time. So when you handicap today, don't run away from these top-ranked teams just because you have bought into the the old news that the old and worn out news that you can't win with these teams. Right now, as I noted, my top 5 covering the number 85% of the time. It's just, I can't explain it. Bookmakers must be a little bit lazy, or simply don't have what it takes to jack these numbers up high enough to make these teams not cover the number, but that's a story for another day. Now, last but not least, let's go into a couple of angles. There isn't any question in my mind that the football numbers this weekend, both in the colleges and the NFL, are tighter than a dead heat. You're going to have to find little edges in the colleges, little edges in the NFL to beat the number this week. Let me give you just 4 examples of what to look for. Look for an underrated team. How about Arkansas State? Certainly off the beaten path. Arkansas State 5-2 straight up, 6-1 against the number. Its only losses this season were at Illinois, 35-15, and at Virginia Tech, 26-7. This week, this team will be playing North Texas, big favorite. They're still underrated. I'm not saying they'll get the cover against North Texas, but this is a team that continually covers off the radar and out of the way. So look for underrated teams. You'll find most of them off the beaten path. Teams flying under the radar. What about Eastern Michigan? Here's a team that's been absolutely miserable until the last month. Eastern Michigan right now 4-4 straight up, 4-3-1 against the number, and in their last 2 games they've beaten a very good Western Michigan team 14-10 as a 13-point underdog, and then won at Central Michigan as an 11-point underdog. Ball State visits this week. And there might be some edge to go with this much improved team now, a 12-point, I beg your pardon, I don't remember what the number is, but Eastern Michigan is the favorite against Ball State. This is an Eastern Michigan team that's completely hidden from public view because it went 2-10 last season, 0-12 the season before. This is a new football team. It got itself together in the last few weeks and is a solid bet to get the money. And then we have teams that have lost their punch. They've changed their profile, and a lot of people are not paying attention. Georgia Tech would be the prime example of this. Georgia Tech is 6-2 straight up, 4-3-1 against the number, and here's what, this is a team that's definitely taken a step backward. Here's a team that opened the season in its first 5 games, averaged 51.6 points per game. In its last 3 games, that number has dropped to 16.3. Compare them. Here's a team that was scoring an average of 51.6 points a game, is now down to 16. They play host to unbeaten Clemson today. And then there's the accumulation of factors that give you little edges. Michigan is one of those teams that would fall into this profile. First of all, the Wolverines coming off a bitter loss to Michigan State. They've had a bye week since then, and it's homecoming in Ann Arbor. So you've got 3 things working for you there. A team in a bounce-back form coming off a game they absolutely hated to lose. They've had an extra week to get ready for Purdue today, and you can bet they're going to come out firing. So when you look at these games, try to find the little edges, of which we've just discussed a few, and you'll find enough edges with enough teams to make major scores this weekend. It's the little things that count right now when the numbers are so tight. I want to thank you very much for watching, and just remember, today my 100-unit college game of the month, tomorrow my 200-unit NFL game of the year. You can get these games plus all my other releases and my club releases on this website and toll free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards accepted. Thank you very much. Let's get lucky today, and I'll be right back here tomorrow morning with my NFL report.